So I'm doing a little bit of research now in preparation for today. So this is one of my books. I just printed this stuff out that basically we need. So we're obviously carrying a gas test out today, stuff like that. So these are just obviously calculations of workings, permissible drops, pipe work sizes so I can calculate the flow, permissible drops I'm allowed on pipe runs with appliances connected, stuff like that. So just the bits I need to get bits done done today. We'll bring up the manufacturing instructions for this plant room, obviously, look at getting the ECV put in, tested, and then go from there. But there's quite a few calculations to do today and a few other bits. But nevertheless, we will get it sorted. We're on it to wait for Dale to come back now. So I had a meeting with one of the managers from our other sites that we do a bit of work on. I'm going to head here and get this done, get some graft done, get the Stilsons out, and let's go. So what I'm doing now is just getting loaded up. Still is. These ones go up, I think these Stilsons go up to, well, they'll do that easy, go up to 4 inch, but I'm going to work on 2 inch today. Get them tightened in. Unreal them. So I'll put the long ones on them to give them a leverage. Got the mini bars there, but they're not needed. Shaving or some, always smell nice, there's no excuse to smell bad. I'll start getting these bits out now, and then Dale can give me a hand because I've got to bring Dale with me today because everyone's busy. It's a Thursday, all of them friends at college. Matt's on a commercial site, so just trying to keep everyone happy basically, and in a nutshell, doing what we can. You know, but we'll get it done, hustlers. We'll get it done, won't we? What I'm going to do, test the inlet of the governor, pressure, standing pressure first.
Nathan, do you have sugar in tea?
I've got coffee, haven't I?
No, we'll go for tea now.
Oh, yeah, no, just as it is, I'll be fine. So it's got standing pressure at 23.05. I'll put them now for that, and what I'm going to do is isolate that, drop a little bit of pressure out here. Let's just sort this out because that's got a bit of a kinky in it. There we go, she's good now. What I'll do, I'm going to leave that stud there. I've got to drop the pressure, checking regulator and everything. So I'm going to run that now. So 11:31. We're on AM. It's at 21.21 milliwatt. So I'll leave that stud now, and then I'm going to go upstairs, start getting set up and stuff. And while that's just standing, just so I know the gas test, the gas pipe work basically is sound. In the meantime, I'll look upstairs, start getting set up, then I'm going to do the calculation of everything. So checking out obviously the gas run, vented, and where it goes upstairs, just to make sure it's all above board. When I'm going to start lugging the stuff out, you know what I mean? So first things first, I'm going to check safe isolation. I've got all the board and stuff turned off now. Mate, it's cold in here.
Yeah.
Get this open up now and just check the electrics, get these disconnected. Dale's on the camera today.
Look at that head. Jeez.
Come out there.
The third looks quite decent actually, to be fair.
I'm moving tomorrow, get something cut tomorrow. Looks like that's been leaking that. Now I'm over it. We've only got 3 wires to it. I'm hoping, Dale. I'm hoping. I know it's isolated, so neutral, live, sorted. What I will need to look at though, there we go, sorted. So 3's my live, so red's live and 4's my neutral. That's perfect. So we can just disconnect them wires out of there. Disconnect that grommet. We'll re-thread that through on the newer valve. So just following that basically. So you can see there, it's just a dummy valve. It's just literally live on, power off. And you ain't using a common or anything like a system. So when the system's energized, it'll allow it on. If we turn the panel off behind you there, if you have a little look at that panel. Bosh, bash, bish, bish, push, bash, bash. What that does is it isolates everything, which we've isolated this now and made it safe. So I'll do an electronical test for this just to make sure it is dead, which I know it is. One isn't humming, but there could just be a little bit of a charger like there. And then the new valve, which we've got in here.
Dun, dun, dun.
Is this absolute beast?
Oh,
so that's going to go there like that. It is the same size, which is good as well.
Sure it's going to fit?
Yeah, don't you worry, my mate.
You measured it?
Was he yesterday? Because I did pre-site survey meeting, didn't you know what I mean?
Yeah, you did a second site survey because you...
Second site survey.
Do we like second site surveys though?
Got to make sure. Yeah.
Do we?
Yeah. And what I'm doing now, I'm doing a gas test on the full building, so I'm looking at things like obviously that is sleeve there, making sure it's fitting, but I will do a full integrity check on the pipework up to here now because the ECV's failed, but it's worth me testing all this now, so when I come to the final test when the new ECV goes in, I know what kind of leakage I'm working with. If there is a leak, which as it stands now, I've checked it again, there isn't. Now, I'm doing way over the test here. If I was to calculate it, it's a 2-inch line. No, it's an 1.5-inch line, sorry. Maybe about 10 metres with the meter installed. It's going to be a standard 262 test. So I've just done a standard 262 now, but I will calculate the proper test, but I'm confident it will end up being that, so just so I know what's going on. Then once I've taken this valve out, we'll reinstate the new valve. As discussed in yesterday's video, we're going to cap boil number 2 because that got condemned by another contract at Christmas. Should have capped it there, but we'll cap it there just isolated, which you can do to be fair. We'll cap it there on the T, and we'll disconnect these unions here. Fortunately for us, because there's not a lot of pipework, we aren't going to have to do a page. Now, obviously there's latent gas and stuff in the pipework, but it's a well ventilated area. The gas has all been burnt off because the boiler's gone to L2, so it's burnt all the latent gas and stuff in there. So just making sure parameters and everything's safe. Electronically safe, we've got a bomb there, so we are good to start cracking on, man, here.
We've done our on-site risk assessment.
That's where you're coming, pal. RAMS. Tell me what that means.
Well, thankfully for you, I've conducted one.
Risk and management. Risk and method statement. What about COSH? Control?
Of substances hazardous to health.
Well done. What about RIDOR?
RIDOR,
Reports of
report
incidents,
dangerous
deaths.
Yeah.
Something else. Or rats. If you get a rat, you have to report them as well.
I've got a rat. He's right there.
Is that really nice?
Yes.
Got everything at the top counter.
Yeah.
Right, so I've just been downstairs, I've just checked the gas test, that's all fine. So what I've done now is I've started splitting the unions. Now these are these Milwaukee cheaters, so you can get that in, I don't know what size that is, but I've put the full extension bar on, so it creates a pair of 24s. I've also got another extension bar, so it creates, I don't know, 16s, what the size it is, but I'm using the 24s because I'm using 2-inch, and also, I think they go right up, you know them, Dale, I know you're not interested. They go up to 3-inch, like I say, but over that, they could maybe do 4, but because the teeth aren't long enough there, they're not the best, like I say. So, what I'm going to start doing now, disconnecting, I've already cracked some of these unions, so just cracking unions like that. Just going to start taking everything apart, slowly. I think I got that one earlier, I thought I might not have enough. I thought I got it, it's not good. Oh, of course, it's tight that one, but we're getting it done.
Do you need some muscle?
No, I want it there. Do it, man. It's the fucking pace, whatever the view's with it. Because this one is being condemned by the contractor, so we're trying to cap it off to make it safe properly. Really, that's what we should have done. But with it being iron, or whatever it is, sealed, local steel, should I say, so we're going to take this full manifold out. And then do what we can. I'll do that for now. Right, so she's out. Yep, sports fans, you're going to go mad at me. I have not got a vice, I didn't manage to get them in time, so what I'm going to have to do is use my Milwaukee cheaters and the floor with a kind of vice, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip that, wind that out of there, plug that off, because that was the old boil that I want needed, and then what I need to do is wind that gas valve off there, then wind it back onto there upright like that, then that will all go back. So we're going to try and make it work. Not try and make it work, we are going to make it work. Right, so what about it then? Might just see broke strength if I can get that to go like that. Absolutely bonus. Grab on there like that. Because again with gas and Loctite and stuff, especially, if I get that to go now. Oh yeah! Was it? That's what I will. That's tighten. Got it. Sorry. Happy days that. Come on. Oh my God, puppy. That is that part out and gone. What we'll do now, my plug, real simple, this, really simple, is tell you what, let's sort the light out, box hands. Here we go. So what I'll use on this, there, I've also tightened this up when it's in situ now. We use Loctite 55 sealing cord. I use up domestic, use up commercial, more with the basically both now. You can use PTFE, but I don't like it. If you was using PTFE on this, you'd have to use a gas PTFE, basically. It's a lot thicker, you might put over like 50%, but with this stuff, it does cold and hot water, potable water, and gas. And it tells you how many turns you've got to do. So we're working on 1.5 inches there. So it times do 10 to 15 turns. But again, you kind of gauge how much you need on. The way I work is get it into the thread. Make sure, just make sure it's all covered like that. And you have to make sure fitting is always in your left hand, go away from you. Because if not, if you put that on the wrong way around, what can happen is, when you wind it on, it will come off. So you need to put it onto the thread in a way that will make itself go. And all I'll do with this Loctite paste, Laco should I say, I mean, you can just use the string, that's fine, but I always put Loctite Laco paste, something like that as well. Simple as that. So Laco, go cop that, Loctite, go cop that, and literally I'll get that out in there. And once we give it, do it really easy, look at that. Dismount like that. I'll give it a few turns now so it's somewhere thereabouts. You can't really go wrong with that. Lovely that, absolutely lovely. What we do, use the leverage of this little valve to be fair. Let's just go in now. Just feel like it needs to, and it's jumped up, you know what I mean? Start to bottom out on that, so what I'm going to do is extend my arms. Be able to literally now see leverage on that, so I'm using this as best as I can to get leverage. You can't go off ice. We need to get one really, you know, but we just make the jobs work, we'll get it done. So when we're doing that gas test at first as well, what I've done there is I know there's no drop on the system, so if I now have a drop on the system, I've done something so I can work on that, and that is that made up. So my next job's going to be is get the valve stripped out now. Obviously make sure the new valve goes in the same way. This black Technigas one there, it's up to 1000 millibar. We're only working at 21, 22 millibar here. It's 230 volts, so we're happy with that. It's competent with all gas families, and installation needs to be upright. I suppose with any solenoid, they want to be installed upright, like expansion vessels. What's the other one? Pumps as well, especially Magna ones, the Gunfoss ones as well. Like I say, we do a lot of the commercial, domestic, oil LPG. The problem is it could probably, because I've got most of it's on me, which is obviously passing the load, but nevertheless, hey ho, I've got the gaffer behind. So make situations work. That's out of there now. They've used some like, I say it is a non-setting compound they've used on that, but it's kind of set, so that was a ball let's get. But I'm going to clean that up now with my knife. Just get a knife, I'll just go down. So I bought some new 2-inch bushes for that, but to be honest with you, there's nothing wrong with them. So rather than taking all that apart and creating some more work, I'll just make them up and it can go back into the existing valve, do you know what I mean? So what I'll do, you don't see this now, but I'm going to I'll run my knife, I like to do it, score it down every thread and go all the way around with it like that, just to get into the grooves, and I'll remake it with Loctite and start building the new valve. So yeah, I have decided, honestly, I'm not going to bother fitting them, I just don't see the point, because we're going to utilise them, because if I do that, I have to take them off there, I just think it's absolutely pointless. So we'll just go into the new valve like that. Again, we've got to take into account here the flow of gas, because the way the plunger works is the gas will come in, it'll have a plunger which will slam down to allow space, it'll come in here, go down like that through there when the plunge engage, short my solenoid valve up there. But once it's done, if the gas goes off or whatever in the electrics, it'll slam down, slam shut valve, and then it stops the gas on the outlet. Should have really put gloves on. We'll get these cleaned up and good to go. Right, so I didn't get that bonus here. Me and Dale had to manhandle that. We've got it done. What I did, quite clever, steel drain, I wedged 2 of my screwdrivers in there, butted the back end on there, well I had it gripped to like that, pulling, and Dale was pushing down. So she's made it now. What I'm going to do now, I always do it with unions. She always put a little bit of paste on the flanges, because it's metal to metal, like that. Make sure you're getting on in, and then we can start rebuilding this puppy back up and get it fired up. I'm saying it with banter, but it won't be banter, would it, if we put this the wrong way around. So, arrows going the right way, confirmative. So obviously the flow gas comes in there. I'm just getting the unions put together now. So I've just split my stillies. That's going like that. To lower it down for the 1.5 one there. Be a little bit bigger, it says 1.5, but it's going to be a little bit bigger because obviously it's a union, so it's bigger than the standard pipe, so I'll be about 2 inch, I reckon. Let's have a look. There we go. Get that nipped up. I'll put the extension bar in a minute. That one's done. Over to the next one. And then I've got to calculate the gas pressure, all that gas test, so get everything calculated up, gas test, and then I'll start reinstating appliances and test what's what. So I'm going to bore you too much of the wiring, it's all wired in now, good to go. So this is double check when you wire it in. This is a 240 valve for 1. So we've got red for live, F, green, and then black is our neutral. So I've just attached the solenoid now, like that, because what that does, like I say, is in this valve now will be in state of shut, so it'll slam down. What happens is when this valve gets energized, it creates an electromagnetic field on the solenoid. It creates an electrocharge, not electrically, but like it creates a magnetic charge, which literally pulses the coil up, pulls it straight up, allows the gas to flow through, like I say. So I'm looking now like I'm good to start doing a few tests. So first things first, get your solenoid head on like that. Tighten up on bugger. Sorted, that's nice. Get that, make sure that's on there. So I've swapped also the way the wiring goes, and it comes in that side there through to there, so I'll just plug that side off. I mean, you can't get your fingers in, but all about doing the job right at Caprani Plumbing and Heating, using the Milwaukee Stilton cheaters. I've still got my little homemade vice over there, but she worked, didn't she? She worked. Get that jag. So what I'm trying to do is, come on, get in there. Right, you're in. So again, make sure that you tighten your solenoid valve head on, because again, if you leave these loose over time, when they kick in originally, they can sometimes spin, so that needs to be nice and tight. It's got a rubber o-ring there, just to make sure it's seated properly. What I'll do now is I'm going to get everything opened up on that gas valve, shut that straight off now, and then what my next job's going to be now is get this engaged, get these solenoid back up and running, make sure I've got gas going through the appliances, and once I'm happy I've got it's letting gas through just with these, plus I've got about 20 millibar left in the pipework. Sorry, I'm going to put 20 millibar into it, and I'll just put a bit of gas in that side with my U-gauge downstairs. Just make sure I get a bit of gas flow through the valve. Once I've done that, then I can test it with the power on to test with the appliances connected, my maximum permissible drop rate. Like I said, there was no leak on the system, so there shouldn't be a leak anywhere. We've worked in the system with no leak, so like in this situation, you are allowed a permissible drop. But because there was no leak originally, I won't be leaving a leak. So we'll get this turned on, and then we can look at getting boiler fired up and boiler fired up. Before I do all, shunts off, variable temps, constant temps. I don't want nothing on in here. That control's not in use. Ground floor supply fan not in use. Pressurisation unit, I'll leave that on. That can sell to extract fans. Now, pump can go off. Boiler 2, that's on and it's being condemned. So I'll shut that downstairs, turn it off and say it's being off. Gas water heater off. So what I'm going to do now is turn this on. So as soon as I turn this on, you should be looking for like a dunk. You hear that? So that's the gas valve engaging and telling me that it's on. So solenoid's lifted. That'll be allowing the gas flow through now. So what I'm going to do now, we'll go downstairs, get the gas test carried out, just make sure I've got a bit of gas pressure going through that, and then it's down to start doing all the calcs and messing about, and then reinstate. And like I say, these jobs aren't that bad. It's the paperwork side of things getting that done. I'll be honest with you, I've left that gas test on more than I should have done. So it needed a 2-minute tightness test. I've left that at 12.55 at 19.78. Dun 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 9.95. I'll take all these readings like I say, so my finished test has gone way over 13.07.
Was it gone up by 2 points?
Yeah, but you've got to take into account, mate, the temperature change outside, ambient temperature, wind pressures and all that, do you know what I mean? If it's bouncing up and down like it is, it's fine. It's risen slightly. Don't let biting pass. It's just gone down a little bit there to show that it's working. So what we're looking for in here, especially with installations like this, obviously, everything's safe. ECV's labelled up, which is there. Gas is at pressure there, telling you. Transport sticker, zone, gas tape there, and just obviously what's what on the system. Electronically bonded safe there. So we've got the calcs now. I'm going to go upstairs with cheek, a little bit of crumpet, and start getting the calcs all sorted. Big one now is paperwork's massive. Jobs like this, paperwork is paramount. Smells okay. Dale's on his way in now. What I need to do is do a few things, but first things first, we're going to start firing appliances and see what happens. I think we'll take the hot water boil first there, Dale. Yes. So all valves are on, good to go. We'll sound on that. Right, on that board there, if you look at the panel board there behind you, the panel there, so at the top left hand side, row buttons where the switches are, the green light in the middle, it says what's it say, hot water boiler.
This.
No, the next. Yeah, no, go to the next one, the middle one, hot water heater.
Yeah, gas water heater.
Yeah, turn that to on, please. Perfect. So, hopefully, Armando, we had a fault code on there earlier. Got L2 Dale, no gas.
Even now?
I'll just reset it. I mean, first and foremost, the baby's fired, so that's great. So I'll get all the checks on this boiler first, and we'll go to the next one. But
what would you do without me?
No, that you are right. I get what you're saying, but that noise you picked up there ain't now to do with that on there. Do you know what I've had on them cylinders and that noise you picked up? I had this with a client before, but they didn't realise that what's that noise. There's a coil inside that cylinder,
yeah.
And because it's off that system boiler pump, the coil sounds like it rattles like what it's doing. But yeah. But
just ironic the way he played with that then, and then all of a sudden the boiler fired.
It was very coincidental, but you know, coincidental. But I'll be honest here, I'll give you that one, Dale. You've passed your ACS point 1. You've still got another million to go, mate. No, actually, it's actually gas safe, but in all honesty, don't really matter leaving, are you?
I know.
Why would you tell me you're leaving too seriously? Is it a competitive company? I hope it's not British Gas.
The main key selling point is I didn't have to work with you.
Well, that's a bonus, isn't it, mate? But you know, you'll still see me on YouTube, won't you, pal?
Well, I don't know about that. I'm not so grounded.
Oh, she's on. Right, so what we're doing now is, I like to make times what I don't do a logo jobs like this, just so I'll update Dale on the job ticket and he knows what. I've got to find out pipe sizes, so if I go through my little booklet, it tells me here. So like here, I'm looking for steel. 1.5 inches equates to 0.0015, that's correct. So 1 metre, that's going to be 0.0015. I need to times that by 15, and that'll give me the value of that one. 1 inch is 0.000, so 1 inch equals 0.00064. So if I times that by 4, then 22mm copper, approx 3 metres. So go to our copper chart, 22mm, and she looks there, you can see 0.004 0.032, so times that by 3. So I need a calculator because I ain't that clever, you know, but I'll give it a go. Alright then, 0.0015 times 15.
Times 50?
15. Tricky one, Max, it's decimal.
0.00300. 0.003.
Right, so 0.015 times. So what have you said?
0.0300.
0.0225. So it was somewhere thereabouts, mate.
No.
Somewhere thereabouts. So I've got to get all these calcs done now. So we'll get these bits done and we'll come to our next section. So we're hustlers. So now I've calculated everything. What I need to do is add all my pipe work together. So that's my meter volume there. So add all the pipe work. So let's get the calculator in there. Come on, let's get it in. So 0.0225 plus 0.0256 plus 0.00096 equals what? So my volume pipe work there now equates to, adding all them up, 0.02602. And now I need to add 10%. So 10% basically, what? To find 10% of the number times the number by. Dale, how would you? So if I was
10% of the number, you just choose your decimal point goes to the left.
Really?
So 10% of this, is that what you're trying to work out?
I've got it there that to find 10% of the number. That's
you
what
just
I would
go
done.
like this. Oh, bastard.
Right, put it back in. Your sum was 0.02602.
0.2.
I'll read it out here. So it's 0.02602. Yep. So I need 10% of that.
If you need 10% of that, I believe you would then.
This is the technical part as well. It's one thing doing the job, putting fittings and stuff together, but testing and making sure everything's done, because you always have to leave a paper trail stuff like, and make sure everything is accounted for and stuff like this. So that's just why it's imperative, it's paramount, it's crucially crucial this gets done. Do you just want to do it my way?
No, 0, 0, 2, 6, 0, 2.
Fuck, that's red hot, bastard. Is that what you've got there?
So yeah, so if you times that by 10 now.
So, oh well, you basically gone my way. To find 10% of a number, times the number by 0.10. So you're right, so if I times that by 0.10 now, yeah?
No, sorry, so you...
Times 0.10 equals... Oh, we've totally got confused.
No, that was the number, that's what I'm saying to you, that was the correct... The decimal point to the left.
Yep.
So that decimal point goes there, so it becomes 0.002602.
Perfect.
But obviously you have to add a 0.
So now we've got that reading, yeah? We've got 0.028622. We need to add our meter to that, which comes in at 0.025. So can you give me the total sum for that, please, my mates? So our final reading is 0.053622. So what that does now, Dale, I know it's you think technically it's not just doing a gas test, you know, my mate. You know, you think I just do tests and that.
Look, what's pi? And it's not meat or beef.
Chevy Bacon for me.
I think it's
Pi. It's the pi, and it's also with the anatomy of the brain.
What's trigonometry?
It's also with triangles.
That's about all I know. I've owe you all that.
So what we're looking at now is tightness test duration, new installations and extensions. So this dictates what tightness test we need to do. So anything up to these numbers you can see, we'll be doing a tightness test. 2 is your standard test basically. Is that on water? That's electronic gauge reading to 1 decimal place. So we're reading to 2 decimal places, so our U gauge is correct. So we're going to use this chart here. So because we got a reading here, pal, of 0.053622, that tells me we're going to carry out a tightness test. It's in this region of 0.06, 2 minute tightness test. 2 minute tightness, and that's about it. So we're going on the rule of thumb 262. And now also, what I will be calculating shortly is, I also need to work out my MARB, something like that. So it's a permissible of maximum allowable pressure drop on the pipework. Now, there was no leak. We found no leak on the system, it was all fine. But what we do need to do, find out where the gas pipe passes through the smallest occupied space. Is that correct? Yep, occupied space there. So I'd potentially maybe say the room where the gas meter is the occupied space. Plant room's not occupied, it's a plant room.
No.
Compartment, doors closed, ventilation, which we'll do calculations for.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
So we'll calculate the room size, and I've put on here length by the width of the area. Once I've got this reading, we're going to be using this chart to the lowest point here. It's quite a big room, I will calculate, but we're going to be somewhere like a 1.1 millibar drop. So you get all these readings correct to make sure they're all logged, and then we'll go from there, Paul. Yep. So I'm going to do fluid integrity check on these boilers. So we'll do fluid integrity check from here, on the bottom of the ideal, there. Just wait for the boilers to put it in max rate now. I'm going to do an emissions check as well, because obviously because I'm reinstating the gas here, I then become liable, even though this plant room only got serviced last month. I become responsible for everything, so I'll do all the... Why's my telephone gone off, man? Fuck's sake, mate. I become responsible for everything. What feeling batteries might be dead? Come on. Batteries low, I'll get some new batteries. I become responsible for everything, so it's down to me to check and make sure everything is okay. I'll probably get some new batteries for that. But again, just paramount, we do all these crucial checks, you know, inlet pressures, check the fluid integrity because it's like that, straight to outside. I'll have a look at that. 300ml, I don't know, I need to see the snorkel kit on there, and I need to look at the fluids as well, obviously going to outside. So checking the ventilation, everything, because this is an open fluid appliance, only one of them, high and low. You know, it's, there is a lot to take in, but I've done it for years now. Do you know, I won't say I'm an expert at this, but like I say, because I've done it for quite a few years now, you kind of just get in the remit of it, you understand what to do. It can be daunting when you first come into these places, but you kind of start to ride it out, to be honest with you. Some hot water sides, back and running. Again, we're not saving money and stuff nowadays with the government stuff. They've slung a 30 kilowatt system boiler in on this cylinder, and the cylinder coil regeneration, I don't know if you can see that, but the regeneration on my coil there is 16.7 kilowatt rate. So you'd have got away with an 18 kilowatt that, but anyway, that's, we've not spanned fit, it's down to others. So shunt pumps, let's go. Capacity's kicked in, bang them on. So what we'll do now, variable temperature pumps, you're on, and then the magnets should flash up in a minute on constant temperatures. So these, most probably look at these ones at the CT, sorry, will go to your, they must have an air handling unit which will blow hot air in. So it need a constant temperature, so we'll have a 3-pot valve at the air handling unit, most probably on the roof, so it's got a constant flow return. And the reason being for that is your VT is variable, so this will be the radiators, your CT constant temperature. What that does is it creates a flow return of about whatever system demands, say 60 to 80 degrees at the air handling unit. It has a 3-pot blending valve there, so it'll blend there. So when that opens, it's instantaneous hot heat exchanger. Because again, if it was waiting for that full circuit to get hot as it opened, you'd be blowing cold air until it gets warm. So just full for 4 hustlers. There we go, going for green light, let's get you going. There we go, she's on, she's on, she's on. She's on. I will check the shunts as well just to make sure. To be fair, she's on, so let's see if we can get a reading off you now. If I can, that'll be a bloody bonus. So we'll wait for this to go through its pre-purge sequence. Checking it out, it's the Prototon commercial there, don't compact, all that. So let's get you fired up there. We've got a bit of something going on here. Let's see what there. Trying to prove a flame, which she's trying to. She's proved, and she's fired. Lovely. So she's on now, full bore. We'll give all this a check out, make sure she's good. Telegram and all stuff like that. Then sounds like she's going to take off. Sounds like her jet engine, my mate. So damp, everything all seems okay. We'll do obviously preliminary checks he's doing. So let this run just for now, and then get over here. And I can get all the paper to finish off, like I say. So fingers crossed, all doing well. We've achieved the client's requirements. Sounded great there. Sounds like a jet engine, that, doesn't it? Oh, puppy! She's got a bit of heat in her, my mate. She's got a little bit of heat in her. What we'll do, tell you what we'll do, mate. Shut the CTs, VTs, leave shunts running. We'll get it working just on the low loss header now. So we'll bring it round low loss, get this up to temp, make sure the stats going off on the boiler. That is an absolute paramount priority in this situation. I don't like Jim Carrey.
You don't like Jim Carrey.
And then we're going to start turning the CT, the VTs on, and that's what Hustlers done a full flow test. calculated all the ventilation, everything's done now. I'm not going to bore you on bits. If you want more videos like that where we do things like that, you know, you let us know and we'll do what you want, guys. So respect the support. Fucking hell, that was all. That forgot 200 degrees, but I'm fine. I'm a tradesman, don't worry about it. That's lava off. We're going to do to the plug.
I've got a bit singular for you then.
Oh, I'll live to see another day. I might be able tomorrow. Nah, it sounds is what it is, isn't it, Dale?
Well, I'm all in there, so you best be alright.